What's up, Mirror Breakers? No Policies here, and today we are here with Season 7, Week 2 battle. Now, of course, beforehand, we are going to have the team builder, but I do want to make a quick, not announcement, but, kind of just note about this battle. This is between me and one of my good friends, James Sanity. We've been friends for a really long time, and this battle is really long coming. It's been a battle that has been in the works ever since okay, well, let's see. Okay. We've battled 3 times, legitimately battled, and he's won once, I've won once. One time was back before neither of us really knew how to competitively battle, and then the second time was when we were more experienced, yet we still didn't really know a lot. Now we're both pretty well versed in Pokemon battling, so this battle has been really long coming, and it's really awesome to finally be able to battle him, despite the outcome. Now, I do know what the outcome is, since this is post-commentary, since I was gonna do live commentary, but it just didn't really turn out well. It was just me, it was really just me, having really long pauses, kind of, making, exclamations, yes, or, oh, gosh, no, stuff like that. So I kind of just decided, you know what, we're going to do post-com. But anyway, going right into the team builder real quick, we're running Expert Victini, Modest Nature, Special Attack, enough speed to outspeed a non-timid or non-speed natured Frogadier, which I didn't think you would bring, but, you know, I never knew. And I didn't want to lose to a Frogadier just because, I don't know, I was just not prepared for it. Either way, we're running Thunder for really just the Minior and the hitting the Vaporeon harder. Blue Flare for some really hard-hitting fire damage, hits so hard. Expert Belt, but in his team, it's pretty weak to fire, so nice having that there. Psychic for just hard-hitting special damage, because we are a Special Victini, and Energy Ball for hitting the Vaporeon and Donphan more accurately, and it also hits Donphan as well. So, anyway, next up we have Dempsey, the Hitmonchan, Life Orb, Iron Fist. We are the same set from last week, except we do have a different EV spread. Now we have a little, I think enough defense to live 1 Icicle Crash from a Sneasel. And I don't know what the special defense is for, but I put it in there for some reason. Mach Punch for priority damage and hitting the Magnezone for almost 50% if he's not defensive. Drain Punch for hitting really, really hard. Just stab damage, really nice there. Ice Punch for the Tapu Bulu really is mainly there for. Thunder Punch for the Vaporeon. That's really what this thing is. It's really just hitting things hard and kind of just applying chip damage for really everything on his team. And I'm really glad I brought it, because you'll see what happens in the battle. But another Pokemon I'm really glad I brought was Delmies, which originally was Leftovers, but I actually changed to Assault Vest in a very much bulkier spread with a lot less attack. I originally had just max attack, a little bit the same HP and defense investment, but I had a lot more attack, max attack, no special defense investment, and I was Leftovers. However, I decided to change it to Assault Vest just because I really had no Magnezone switch-ins, and that was a really big problem for me. So, yeah, I definitely really glad that I brought this thing, because it was pretty good in the long run. So, anyway. EQ for just hitting any Earthquake weakness Pokemon on his team, especially Magnezone. Heavy Slam for the Tapu Bulu. Really great there. Heavy Slam really just allows me to hit him super, super hard. Delmies is a really heavy Pokemon, and it also has the ability Steelworker, so it gets that for stab. So, Power Whip is also an amazing stab attack, hitting for 120 base damage. A little bit inaccurate, but hits really hard. And Rapid Spin, of course, so we don't have any hazard problems with that. So, anyway, that is going to be Delmies. And moving on, we have Convulsion, another Assault Vest user, 2 Assault Vest users. Poison Touch, being able to have a 60% chance to poison a target with Poison Jab. Knockoff for just really good damage. Fire Blast for the Magnezone and Tapu Bulu, hits really hard there. Clear Smog was just really allowed me to hit like, remove stat changes, which I almost was able to pull off, but unfortunately, alas, it was not to be. So anyway, the attacks, my attack stat, 252, just really high attack, little bit of special attack. We are brave nature, just in case, and, well, because I didn't want to lower my special attack, and max HP, no special defense investment, just because we were naturally bulky, because, as you can see, you know, Sparrow has to invest a little bit more. Zero, our new free agent that we actually picked up in replacement of Mega Gyarados. A little sad to see that go, but I'm really glad that I drafted this thing because it allows us to have more hazard removal and hazard setters. Also allows us to get reliable recovery and a good steel type that is actually defensive. And that, okay, never mind. So sturdy, really just for taking one hit, something like that. Really good with that. We're max HP, max defense, Impish, and 8 special defense. Roost, Brave Bird, Stealth Rocks, and Whirlwind. Whirlwind comes in very handy, especially with his team having a lot of a Scolipede, sub, protect kind of core, kind of like that, and I just did not want that to kind of come into fruition. So, yeah, that definitely comes in handy. Stealth Rocks, Brave Bird, Roost, just really all just good support moves. Brave Bird hits a lot of his team, so really nice to have that. And Mr. Freeze, the Choice Scarf Kyurem, Earth Power, Dragon Pulse, Ice Beam, and Draco Meteor. Max special attack, just enough speed to outspeed a Scarf, Tapu Bulu. Nice to have that there. And then 64 HP. Just so that we can, you know, take more hits. I mean, it was really just there because I just invested speed, crap, the Tapu Bulu. Earth Power is there for the Magnezone. Dragon Pulse is there just so that we don't have to lower a special attack each time when we go for Draco. And Ice Beam because it hits a lot of his team. So with that being said, let's move on to the battle. Alright, so we are in the battle. As you can see, James brought the Vaporeon, Donphan, Scolipede, Emboar, Magnezone, and Tapu Bulu. All very big threats to my team. Things that stand out as leads to me include the Donphan for just setting up his rocks and really just hitting any of my team, barring the Skarmory, with super effective damage. But I definitely think he... I also expected him to lead the Magnezone, just because he would expect me to lead my Skarmory, just try to set up my rocks, or maybe just remove hazards. I don't know. I could also see him leading with maybe, like, I don't know, Scolipede, maybe? I don't know. I just thought he would lead this thing or this thing, so I decided to go with the Pokemon that can deal with them both, being Kyurem. So I decided to lead with my Kyurem, and let's set this on normal. So I'm going to set up my Kyurem, and he leads Magnezone, so I'm really glad I led with Kyurem instead of my Skarmory. I was kind of debating, I was like, nah, there's no reason to lead with Skarmory. Well, I just didn't want to get my item knocked off and end up getting trapped with Magnet Pull by the Magnezone. So, definitely probably thought I would lead, lead Skarmory. If I did, it would just mean I would have to take a super effective, or just a Thunderbolt from this thing. Did not want to do that. Now, I knew, I was calculating it, and apparently Earth Power does kill this thing, unless it's max HP, max special defense, or Shucka Berry, which I was really worried about. I was really worried that this thing would have Shucka Berry. I was like, oh, do I go for it? Do I not go for it? Because any kind of damage or any kind of way for him to live this would allow him to just kill my Kyurem, and that would be a huge loss for me. Losing Kyurem would mean, like, it wouldn't make me I lose the game, but it definitely was like one of two hard hitters on my team that could really just kill his team, or one of like maybe three. Really, just Victini and Kyurem were my main punch of this match, and not having them around would mean that I would have a lot harder time. So I was debating it, and I was like, you know what? Even if, first off, if he stays in over predicting, I can't really hit like. Yes, my Delmies can take... I'm invested to take 2 of any hit if he specs. But I did not want to do that. Because, first off, he could paralyze me with, like, Chi-Bolt or something. Second off, he could, like... Flash Cannon was the most obvious to play. But even if he did that, I would be, like... That my Delmies is chipped down, and it would allow Pokemon like Emboar... Or not Emboar, but, like... just Pokemon in general, like maybe a Adamant Dawn fan to go for knockoff or something like that. Really, really, just, I don't know. Not really something you want there, but, yeah. So, led Kyurem, and I decided, you know what, we're going to go for the Earth Power. So, he's actually going to switch into his Vaporeon. Pretty obvious there, but I just wanted to go for Earth Power, chip damage, and just in case he wanted to stay in. So, he sent his Vaporeon. I know from his damage that he is max HP, but I'm not really sure on his spread, because even if he's max special defense, or max defense, or just, I can't really tell his spread at this point, so I decided to switch out because I don't really want him Toxicing me or anything like that to whittle down my Kyurem. So I go right in amok just in case he wants to Toxic me. And he ends up just going for the Wish. I was like, okay, pretty mid-ground play. I can respect that. Anyway, I was like, okay, so I definitely want to get this thing. I know this thing is not leftover. So I was really confused what this thing's item was. So I just was like, you know what, we're just going to go and, you know, knock it off. So I does a tremendous amount of damage, which tells me he's not max defense, he's wide lens, and that skull did way too much. So this definitely, all these three things combined tell me that this thing is a offensive Vaporeon. Wide lens probably meant that he was probably running Blizzard, something probably to one-hit KO the Domies or something like that. Interesting strategy. So I don't know if he was running Blizzard, but I'm pretty sure he was. But you can see that skull did a heck of a lot of damage. I'm an Assault Vest Muck, not, you know, max special defense or anything, but, you know, that's definitely a lot of damage. So he's actually going to switch out, into his Scolipede, and I'm just going to go for the Poison Jab. It's going to do a solid 24%. I probably should have just gone for the knockoff again, honestly. Would have, you know, whittled this thing down. But I just want to go for the Poison Jab because it would have done more. And poisoning the Vaporeon would have definitely been a very nice thing to do. And, you know, if I catch that Tapu Bulu on a switch, I don't know why you would ever do that. But, you know, maybe you would, like, say, hey, maybe knock off or something. But I see this Scolipede, and I'm like, okay, this guy, I cannot let this thing have any kind of speed boost kind of thing like shenanigans or something like that. So I go right into my Skarmory, knowing this thing is probably going to go for Protect or Sub. I cannot let that happen. So he goes for the Sub. I'm like, alright. Now, Whirlwind does work through Protect. So I was like, alright. So he's going to Protect right here. And I'm going to Whirlwind him out. And he goes right into the Vaporeon. An amazing thing for me. Now, Vaporeon being offensive can actually 2-hit KO my Skarmory, as funny as that is. Vaporeon's actually really special, has a really good special attack stat. Not many people know that, but I was like, alright, this is a great time to set up my rocks, and he has no way of removing them outside of Dawn Fan. But that really takes a lot from a lot of my team, so he should be very careful about sending that thing in, and he probably should be, well, I mean, very careful. But anyway, I'm going to set my rocks, and as you can see here, this skull does a tremendous amount of damage, but it doesn't burn, which is really, really great. Doesn't really matter in the long run, but it just means that my, I'm not really going to be taking that much damage. And he's actually going to go right back into Magnezone. So, probably just expecting my Skarmory, probably trying to, you know, catch my Skarmory, like, maybe trying to, like, roost or something, I don't know. But I go right out into my Kyurem. I actually expected him to, I didn't actually go into, Kyurem because of Vaporeon. I knew he would switch, but I didn't think he would switch in the Magnezone, but good there. I actually expected him to, want to switch in on, like, I guess Magnezone would make sense. I don't know. Maybe Dawn Fan or something. I think my thought process was probably go into Dawn Fan just because he wanted to get rid of those rocks. But he's going to go into Magnezone, and he's going to switch right back out into his Vaporeon again. And I'm just going to go for the Earth Power, because I'm not going to overpredict. And that still does a good amount of damage, but it doesn't put him in range of 2-hit KO. If I got the Special Defense drop, it would have. And he's actually going to go for the Wish again. And he's going to Protect, and I'm like, alright, that's fine. And I'm going to go for the Power Whip, just to get rid of this Vaporeon. I was actually considering going for the Earthquake, just because of the fact that, I might have killed, but it wouldn't have killed. Even max HP, no defense investment, it would not have killed. So anyway, Vaporeon is going to go for the Protect, and here's where he actually said he messed up here. So he's actually going to just Scald, doesn't get the burn, and I just Power Whip him, and he dies. He just drops. I was talking to him after the match, and he actually said that he miscounted something. Maybe he thought that, I don't know. Maybe he thought, I don't know. I would have gone for Blizzard, maybe. Or if he had that. I'm almost positive he had, like, Ice Beam or something. But I don't know. So, anyway, his Vaporeon goes down. That is so great. I was so happy at this point in the match. I was like, yes! No miss. No Scald Burn. So, it was going up for me. So, anyway, I got rid of his Vaporeon. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then this thing comes in. This thing was an annoyance to deal with. And you'll see why. Now, of course, I'm not going to stay in on an Emboar because it's Emboar. And, it's just a threat to me. I cannot take... almost no one on my team can take a Flare Blitz. So, I'm just going to go into the one thing. It can take a Flare Blitz. I don't think at this range, though. I'm just really just sacking at this point. I was like, you know what? I go into my Muck just to sack it off to the Flare Blitz, get some chip damage off, and hopefully be able to go to my Kyurem to just go in after if he was Scarf or not. He goes for the Flame Charge. I'm like, okay. This thing's a Flame Charge set. Now, here, as you can see, he goes for Flare Blitz next turn. But I was actually like, okay. Now, he might want to go for another Flame Charge just to outspeed, like, my Scarf Victini or Scarf Kyurem or something like that. Because if he can do that, he can essentially sweep my team. That would be very problematic. And I do think that I would not lose, but I would lose pretty much every single one of my, like, defensive walls or something like that. Like, I probably wouldn't go into Kyurem at that point. I would probably calc it, but I'm being like, I don't know. But, even if he had done that, I was running Clear Smog on my Muck, as you saw. So I actually went for the Clear Smog that turn, just in case he wanted to get up another Flame Charge. As you see, it would not have killed. So I could have gotten the Flame Charge, Clear Smog off. And he would have been forced to Flame Charge again if he wanted to do that. So he could have Flame Charged twice, and I could have just Clear Smogged him again, which would have been really awesome. But he goes for Flare Blitz, and he actually chips himself down enough to the point where I can go right in my Kyurem and just go for the Earth Power again. Now, his Vaporeon is gone, so he has no switch-ins outside of Tapu Bulu for the Kyurem. Now, I'm just going to go for... I have to go for the mid-ground play and just go for the Earth Power. And I actually end up killing his Emboar. So he doesn't switch into his Tapu Bulu. Probably just thinking I would overpredict and go for the Ice Beam. I'm not going to do that. I don't care about your Tapu Bulu. That's why I have Skarmory. Tapu Bulu, I don't care. Earth Power would have done nothing, but I needed this Emboar gone. So not going to go for the Ice Beam when I don't have to. So anyway, going to go for the Earth Power. Because it's the only thing on my team that can outspeed this thing. So he's going to go into his Tapu Bulu. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go right out into my my Skarmory. Because I need to get this thing out of here. So he's actually going to go for the SD. So he's running the same set as last week. SD with the Scolipede sub baton pass kind of thing. But Zero does not give a crap. So, this thing is max HP, max defense. So, even at +2, Rock Slide, Stone Edge, anything under the sun cannot kill Skarmory. This thing is a monster. So, you can go for the Rock Slide. I'm going to live that. Awesome. And I get flinched. So, I think I went for the Roost here, which I probably, in retrospect, I probably should have just gone for the Whirlwind. Just because I'm like, eh. But that's going to do nothing. But I do get flinched, which is really annoying because, I could have roosted off. I could have, Brave Birded him. He probably could have gone in the Magna Zone, but I have Shed Shell, so it doesn't even matter. So that flinch really was annoying. Probably could have saved me, like, maybe one differential. But it's like, alright. So I'm going to go, expecting to just go for a Rock Slide again. I'm just going to go right out into my Hitmonchan. I know I can take 2 of those. So, yes, I can't live anything else besides that. I actually don't know why the heck my Skarmory didn't outspeed his Tapu Bulu. Because as you'll see here, I don't understand why I didn't outspeed. Oh, wait, no, it's because we're 70 base speed. That's why, not 80. I keep thinking we're 80 base speed. But anyway, I do find out, I was like, okay, please don't be speed invested. Please be HP invested. I hope and pray to God that you're HP invested. Please be HP. And he's HP invested. But he actually has Yachi Berry, which Holy crap, I'm so happy that he wasn't, one, not speed invested, two, not, two, that I just went for Ice Punch, because if I hadn't, I could have gone into Kyurem, he could have probably lived my Ice Beam, and then he could have swept the rest of my team, which would have sucked. Well, he wouldn't have swept the rest of my team. If he was speed invested, I would probably just gone into Victini / Kyurem, probably Kyurem at that point, but then I would have lost that, so I would have gone to Victini and killed it from there, but he had no fire resist, so I'm going to go for the Ice Punch, and he's going to go for the Horn Leech, and I was like, alright, so now that his Yachi's gone, I know his item, I know everything that's going on, and I'm going to go right out in Kyurem, and his only switch in is Magnezone, and I didn't think he wanted to lose his Tapu Bulu, so I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam. I knew he was going to send in Magnezone, but I cannot risk it. I'm going for the safest of safe plays with my Kyurem, and at this point, I'm like, alright, we can take 2 hits from this thing with Delmies, even at the range I'm at. And he goes for the T-Wave, out of all things. He goes for the T-Wave, and I was like, okay, so this thing is defensive, so I don't really need to worry about that Magnezone. And I was like, alright, so we can go for that, that EQ, do a huge amount to that Magnezone, probably kill it without grassy terrain. And we do 8% to the Tapu Bulu. So, yeah, so Delmies puts 80... I was like, at this point, I was like, alright, you know, we might SD again, maybe expecting the Para, maybe, I don't know. But you can see, so Delmies getting hit by that Rock Slide, awesome. Doesn't do very much at all. And we're going to get paralyzed. Awesome. So we get paralyzed. That's really great. And you go for another Rock Slide, and we get critted. We get critted. That's great. But we do go for the Heavy Slam, and we take out that Tapu Bulu. So screw that Tapu Bulu. I didn't think, even at max HP, I'm pretty sure that Heavy Slam was still killed. I don't know if it was a roll or not. You know what? Oh, well, it's too late. Either way, Heavy Slam is able to kill the Tapu Bulu. Awesome. So, Delmies really put in a lot of work, taking out 2 huge threats on his team, Vaporeon and Tapu Bulu. Really put in a heck of a lot of work this match. And he's just going to go straight out into his Magnezone after this. I do have EQ, and I do think I can dish out a heck of a lot of damage to this thing. But at this point, I'm like, you know what? I don't think it's worth it. Can't allow him to go for the Flash Cannon and potentially take out any of my Mons. I could have... I actually didn't know if he was like maybe like Scarf Thunderwave or something like that. Something weird like that. But based on what he goes here, he goes for Flash Cannon. That does nothing. I'm Assault Vest, and that was supposed to do, if he was max special attack, even modest, it should have done over... I think he is max special attack modest, but I'm pretty sure he's max HP. But as you can see, even though Earthquake would have done a heck of a lot, that we get paralyzed again. So that's really annoying. But Delmies put in a heck of a lot of work, so I'm not mad whatsoever. And at this point, I just sack my Delmies. So I'm like, alright, Delmies put in a heck of a lot of work. I'm good with that. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? I was about to go into Kyurem. I was very, very close to going into Kyurem. But if I go for Earth Power does 33 to 40% to the Dawn Fan. So I'm have to, yes, Grassy Terrain ends this turn, but still, I don't know anything about that Dawn Fan. For all I know, it can be Max Attack Adamant Choice Band for some stupid reason. I don't know. I don't know. But I cannot risk that. So I go right into Victini. He has no fire resist. And we're just gonna go for that Blue Flare. And he was Okaberry, but we still kill him. I was like, oh, shoot. No. No, no, no. And I don't think Thunderbolt killed, especially since he was Okaberry, but still not, that freaked me out. I was like, oh, shoot. And it still killed. I'm pretty sure he was defensive because the next comment, yeah, he said it was special. And I just, first off, I didn't want to take a Mega Horn from this thing. And second off, I didn't want this thing setting up any, Whirlwind shenanigans or anything like that. Or, thing like that. I don't know why he protected. He should have just gone for the Mega Horn if on my incoming Skarmory or something like that. Because honestly, 2 Mega Horns would have, I don't think it would have killed, but it would have done maybe enough to 2-hit KO. I don't know. So he's going to sub, and I'm just going to go, you know what? I'm a roost. So I'm at almost full, and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna whirlwind here because he might think I might roost again. He might go for like a mega horn. I don't know what he can think. This thing cannot touch me, even if he has like I don't know, some electric or fire type move. This thing cannot touch me whatsoever. So he's gonna go behind his sub, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't letting you go into that Dawn fan. Maybe sweeping my team. So he's gonna baton pass right into that Dawn fan behind his sub, and I'm like, hell nah, B. And I just whirlwind that out. So we whirlwind out the Dawn fan, and luckily for me, he lives on that, so he can't set up a sub. He has to go for protect, and he goes for Mega Horn just because, you know, damage, and he misses. So that really didn't matter in the end. It really just means that I can more assuredly go for the Ice Beam and take him out, which is nice because it's like, all right, so I can take this thing out. Didn't want this thing going for like our Stone Edge or something and killing me, but this thing killed 100% unless it was Yachi, and I just decided to take the risk and go for the Ice Beam, and we get the 3-0, which means that we are 2-0 in win-to-loss ratio, and we are also 4 differential. James Sandy actually got a 6-0 last week, so meaning that we are 1 ahead of him in differential point. Not really that big of a deal, but I really just wanted that 3-0, kind of just for like, just because I was like, oh, you know, gotta, and after he lost his Magnezone, I essentially knew it was game because no matter what, his Scolipede, I knew that he was like some sub protect stuff. He had a baton pass and most likely Mega Horn or Poison Jab, so it was a fun match. I really enjoyed playing with you, James. If you're watching this video, if you're not, I enjoyed playing with James. Phenomenal battler. Just think that wasn't really prepared for Whirlwind Skarmory. I do think that probably Minior would probably be a better option instead. I don't know. I think Flame Charge Emboar was a phenomenal set. The Yachi Berry, Tapu Bulu took me off guard, and that definitely was a awesome little set you got running there. And the Okaberry Magnezone, I'm pretty sure he was invested to live 1 V-Create or something like that, which is interesting. I like that. And, of course, Victini. Honestly, I think the MVP of this match goes to Delmies. Honestly, everyone in this match put in a heck of a lot of work, and I'm really excited. I'm glad that all the team members were able to put quite a lot of work in this match. So, you know, Victini getting that 1 kill on Magnezone, really just ensuring the win for us. Skarmory putting out just shutting down Scolipede. Kyurem just putting in massive amounts of work. Hitmonchan, even though it did very minimal work, was only in for 2 turns. It was able to break the Yachi Berry and allow Kyurem to take out the Tapu Bulu. Or not to, Kyurem didn't take out the Tapu Bulu, but allow for, actually, did it? No. No, it didn't take it out, but it allowed it to be able to, you know, not die to the Tapu Bulu. And, of course, Alolan Muck knocking off that Vaporeon's item and, you know, taking hits. So, honestly, I think Alolan Muck is probably the LVP. Unfortunately, Alolan Muck could have put in a lot of work this match, especially if it could have clear smogged away that Emboar, and that would have been nice. But Hitmonchan didn't really put in too much work either, so I don't know. But Delmies, I do think, put in the most work this match, killing that Tapu Bulu with Heavy Slam, killing the Vaporeon, no matter if it was a miscalc or not, and standing up to the Magnezone, even though we got hacks to death. It definitely took that thing on. It tanked the hits. I can't really, I mean, it is in his favor to get paralyzed, and for me to get paralyzed or flinched, so can't really blame him there. I'm pretty sure it is in his favor. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so glad that that we were able to pull through in this match. This was a huge match for me. I was so scared. I was getting like 3 different people to check my team. I'm like, hey, can you check my team? Yo, awesome. Boy, gotcha. But yeah, so anyway, that's going to be game. And with that, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Probably most likely going to be CSML Week 3 against the Charleston Kinglers. That's going to be fun. Alright, so see you guys in the next video. See ya later. Bye.